about this country is how we have so much more empathy for powerful people who commit crimes out of greed than for poor people who commit crimes out of desperation. Tell me a little more about that.
Well, we can look already at this push for reconciliation, this push to, if we actually hold people who broke into the seat of democracy in this country, some of them with zip ties, with bombs, with weapons, that will be more divisive. And we don't ever see that type of empathy for poor people who commit crimes because they have no choice. They're trying to survive. Then we believe in law and order. We believe that if you do the crime, you must do the time. So I think we have to be really concerned about this tremendous pressure that is already starting to build and that we've seen so many times in history before for reconciliation. I had to pull out my copy of David Blythe's Race and Reunion, because he talks about after the Civil War, when there was this push for national unity at the expense of Black Americans, which has always been the case, that a Union general said these people are not loyal, they are only conquered. And they are simply going to try through politics to do what they were unable to do through force. And we know, this is what Jelani was just speaking about. This is not over. I don't think the violence is over. I don't think the politics are over. We have spent the last 12 years with a Republican Party that has been obstructionist, divisive, that has tried to implement policies and has implemented policies that have been devastating to Black and brown communities. And we cannot, I think it would be very dangerous if we see an effort to subvert, to kind of leave the base behind, the base being the Black Americans who actually helped Biden win in South Carolina, who flipped the Senate, and go ahead and try to appease those who would do an insurrection against our country.
So this is interesting, because both you and Jelani have talked about this whole lost cause idea, which seems to be coming back. Jelani, you wrote about this on Friday in the New Yorker, in which you said Trump's insistence that he was swindled out of the presidency is ridiculous, yet it is only a degree removed from similar arguments that Republicans have been making for years as a rationale for tightening voter requirements in ways that disadvantage minority workers. And if I go back to the Civil War, it was Democrats at the time making those arguments, but it was white voters and white people in power making the argument that if they win, it's got to be because they were swindled.
That's right.